Hi Aries, welcome to your February 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. Remember, they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for let's have a look what the month ahead has in store for you, for your actions and interactions with the world at large. What is happening in this fiery sector of yours, Aries? And it is this month you have the Magician card, right? So this is all about your personal power. This month you have the green light, right? And I have to say, by the time we get into sort of the 3rd, 4th, let's say the 4th or 5th of February, this is where we're all going to have this powerful drive, like this swell of energy that comes up and then surges forward, right? Sorry, I need to control that. I just had an image in my mind of someone going, ooh. All jokes aside, this is about you really feeling that swell of that tide or that swell of energy and tapping into it. Your actions are powerful this month. You are in command of yourself. Now, yes, it's fair to say that the sun is obviously at this point, you know, the sun's going to be in Aquarius and in Pisces, which is technically your 12th house. But this is giving you a personal and a spiritual power. So this month it's really about you tapping into your innate gifts, and it's also about you tapping into your personal energy. This is about finding ways not only to express yourself, but to communicate who it is that you choose to be from here on in. This could be a very powerful month for you to rewrite the way that the world sees you in some way, shape or form. This could also be a month where you choose to pursue some sort of top spot. And the thing that I feel about this as well is because you're doing this with the tide of energy that is taking place at the moment, you're really tapping into like this idea of working with the direction that the energy is flowing. And I kind of feel like this is you almost in a way like rewriting yourself. Magician card, if somebody gave you a magic wand, what would you change today? This month you have that ability. It's not going to be easy, and it is going to take patience, hard work, dedication. You know, not necessarily like the hard work part. Yes, that's something that Aries is definitely associated with. Patience and staying power, unfortunately, you guys know me, I call a spade a spade. It's not necessarily your strong point, but this month could go a long way to teaching you that. And the reason that the Magician card is so important here, it's the first major arcana. Yes, the full card is technically the first, but it's the first major arcana, and this represents that initial projective force, which has a lot to do, like, even though this card is Mercury ruled, it has a lot of similarities to your energy, which suggests to me that this month you show up loud and proud in your own space and in your own sphere. So this, providing you're willing to put the work in, this month could really help you rewrite your experience on a really powerful level. For your communications and conversations, you've got the 9 of Wands, right? So in a lot of ways, this 9 of Wands coupled with the Magician card, this is the month. Now, you guys are not shy about saying what you think or what you feel. It's one of the things that I love about Aries. You know, what you see is what you get. You always know where you stand. But what I will say to you with this, the 9 of Wands, for me, very often suggests that there's something that you haven't been able to say. And so this coupled with the Magician card, it looks like you've been waiting to speak on something for a while, and this month you get that opportunity. But here's where it gets interesting and even more kind of exciting or more powerful, if you like. Because you have it coupled with this Magician card, this is you saying what you have to say, but not shouting, not screaming, like you're saying it in such a way with such eloquence and such force in the words that even if it were just a 5-word sentence, it would be be enough to stop somebody dead in their tracks. This month, your words have weight. Your feelings have weight, and by you giving voice to them, you are able to get something off your chest this month that you may have been holding back on for a while. Now, that being said, if there has been bad talk, slander, or anything like that about you, this will be the month where it either comes to light or it comes to an end. All right, so this is actually a very great energy for you. When it comes to your heart and half, or your love and life sector, let's say, you got the Two of Swords, right? So for some of you, there may be a choice or a decision on the horizon when it comes to a partnership. Now, you've got this next to the Nine of Wands, and that also suggests that in a relationship, in a partnership, certainly for those of you that are married, partnered, or in long-term commitments, and I don't know why, but I feel the need to tell you, for those of you that are in long distance commitments as well, this is very relevant, and it does suggest that maybe you and the partner are somewhat at odds this month, and you're having to, maybe it's the partner, maybe this is the person that you've been holding off on, sounding off on, but this month you find the words, you find the words that you need to speak on something. Now, what this also suggests as well, because it is the Two of Swords, this is you almost like taking your emotions out of the equation and looking at things objectively to say, you know what, this person either is or isn't very supportive to me, and this is what I'm going to do about it. Now, there is another thread here, but I just want to talk about, for those of you that are single, and it looks like some of you are really feeling very single at the moment. This may not be the case for much longer, but it does suggest that whoever is coming in, you will either feel them or you will intuit them. That's how you're going to know who is right for you this month. That's how you're going to know if the person that shows up for you, right? There'll be something about them that you have dreamt. There'll be something about them that you had like an inkling or an intuition about. Maybe, as an example, 3 days before you meet somebody, you can't get, a banana out of your mind, right? Just bananas this, bananas that keeps showing up, and you just get in this intuitive sense or whatever. And then you meet somebody and they're wearing, I don't know, a t-shirt that's got bananas on it. Do you see what I mean? Like, there's something this month, for those of you that are single, you're drawn to somebody that you intuit. You will know this person when they show up, because there will be something about them, their world, their expression, etc., that you will have already psychically picked up. That's how you know it's the right one. All right, there's an interesting energy this month, so just keep that in mind. Now, there is another thread that's running through all of this that I haven't talked about, but when the Two of Swords came up, I was like, okay, I can't ignore it now. It looks like some of you are addressing a spiritual wound this month, right? And the reason I say that's that the Magician card isn't just about stage magic and sleight of hand. It really is about the real magic of life. They call it low magic if we're talking about stuff that you do on the material plane. We're talking about high magic when you start to ascend through the planes and connect to beings of light, etc. What I'm seeing here, especially with that Nine of Wands in the center and the Two of Swords, this is you addressing some sort of emotio-spiritual kind of wound, and by doing so, it's going to elevate or change your life for the better. There's certainly a lot of light in these cards that is wanting to be expressed, but will only be expressed once you're ready, willing, or able to actually do that work. When it comes to your money and materials, you've got the Page of Cups. So honestly, you want to make money this month? Tap into your creativity. Tap into the things that you've been wanting to do for a while. Tap into those ideas that have been on the back burner for the longest time and keep screaming at you. I want to be made. I want to be made real. Like, there's something here in all of this, especially because it's with the Two of Swords. Like, your intuition or your mind is saying, this is the project that you need to do in order to be successful, in order to make more money, in order to right? So all in all, I mean, this is quite a nice month, I have to say. Yes, there are some challenges for sure, but that's life. For your weeks of the month, to break this down and give it some context, you have, in the first week of the month, look at this, right? You've got the Sun card. That is light, heat, blessings. That is power. That is you tapping into your own energy. That is you being very, very clear on your path ahead. That is you being very clear on how it is that you change your life now. Now, here's where this gets really interesting. The Magician card is number 1, technically number 2, but we won't get into that. But it is number 1. It represents that sort of 1/solar energy, that masculine energy. Then you've got the Sun card, which is 19. 1 and 9 gives you 10. 10 is simplified down to 1. Right, so you've got this is a powerful month for you for initiation. That new moon, use it to best effect. It's actually quite a nice new moon, I have to say. It's got a little bit of intensity to it. It's got a bit of a punch or a kick to it, but it's going to be a good new moon, I reckon. But this first week of the month, this is your time to initiate something, to really think about projecting something outward, because that's all of the chances that it needs for success. Your second week of the month, you've got the Justice card. Justice will be served. You will be heard. A wrong will be righted. This is, you know, like I said, I feel like this is going to be a moment where you finally get to say something that you've been holding on to for a while. With that Justice card in the mix, it suggests that a wrong is being righted, and in some way, shape or form, you will be able to address something. But like I said to you, if you do this through shouting, screaming and swearing and all the rest of it, you've already lost, all right? Do it with the eloquence and the power that is now palpable in and around you. For your third week of the month, you have the Fool card, new things, new places, new people. For those of you that are single, I mean, the third week of the month could definitely bring somebody wonderful in for you. You've got this underneath that 2 of Swords, right? So pay attention to the intuitive hits. And if you're in a partnership, relationship, etc., if there's something that you want or need to change, this month you have to be really, really honest about it. You guys tend to be very honest anyway, but there's a difference between honest and forthright, right? Sometimes it's about finding that eloquence, and that's what I think this is giving you here. So the energy that shows up for you or is permeating through you in the first week of the month, try to carry that throughout. And then when we get to the fourth week of the month, you've got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess coupled with the Page of Cups, that's a time sequence. And it speaks to the time of Cancer. So whatever you are setting into motion this month, or, you know, especially around the fourth week of the month, to do with your money, your resources, your finances, all of that kind of stuff, it has a real shot of bearing its fruit around late June, coming into early to mid-July. So this could be very, very nice. Now, the other thing with the High Priestess card, it's hidden things revealed, and you've got this with the Fool card here as well, which suggests this second half of February, don't be surprised if there are many secrets divulged to you, if you learn something new, if you take on new energy, new ideas, new ideologies. Very, very possible. On top of that, you've got the Fool, you've got the High Priestess, and you've got the Magician. That's known as the supernal triangle. They are 3 of the most, if not the most, powerful cards in the entire deck. What this really says to me is that this could be a very powerful month of change for you, providing you are willing and able to be open to it and to ride the tide of energy that you are, you know, like this is one of those moments where you get to catch a wave. All right, so do what you will with it. For your new moon in Aquarius, this is going to be in your 11th house. If you are an ascendant Aries, to a lesser degree the sun and the moon, obviously you have to look at your own chart, but your new moon message is the gate 55 and abundance, right? So, I mean, it's kind of all laid out here, right? So use this new moon to your advantage. If you want to create money, if you want to create resources, you want to create abundance, use that new moon. Because it's taking place in your 11th house, this is all to do with the gains from your work, from your career, from your social status. It's also to do a lot with your with benefactors, people that can help you, people that can support you, people that can bridge the gap between you and the things that you want or need. For your full moon, which is in the sign of Leo, right? And this is going to be in your 5th house. If you're an ascendant Aries, to a lesser degree the sun and the moon. Again, check your own chart. Your full moon is the Gate 39 and Provocation, right? So this is actually a good card to have because it suggests that someone or something around that full moon, so the full moon in Leo, which is in your 5th house, romance, creativity, love, joy, art, sex, sensuality, passion, you know, all of those things. But it's like the lighter side of those things versus like the 8th house of sex and intimacy. You know, it's not that. It's a lot lighter, the 5th house, when it comes to romance. And creativity. This suggests that the full moon is going to provide you with the right kick, the right impetus for you to say, okay, you know what, I want to do something with this energy. Or maybe somebody pushes you to create or to do something that you've been saying you were going to do for the longest time. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.